So we are doing a special Lit Lattes after dark to fit people's schedules so we can talk to more people because not everyone can chat at 10 a.m. on a Friday morning like our busy mom over here. Cara, thank you so much for coming on and doing this with me on a dark Thursday night. How are you?
No, I'm great. How are you?
I barely get to see you anymore. That makes me tray sad.
I know.
No. So now I get to live out my best dreams and talk to you for like 15 minutes about books. So excited. Cara's a teacher and an avid reader. Well, you were a teacher. Did you shake your head like no?
Teacher.
You were though at one time, right? I didn't make that up.
I was, yes.
Yes, okay. Excellent. But regardless, she loves to read. So, what do you like to read, Cara?
I like to read a lot of different things. My favorite's probably like historical fiction. But then usually when I read that, I get really curious about that time period. So then I end up reading some nonfiction that ties into whatever I just read. Yeah.
Oh my God, I love historical fiction. So now I'm really excited to talk to you. What time period do you like just keep going back to? What do you love?
I read a lot of World War II stuff, and I always have. I remember reading like stuff in middle school that was about that time period. I also really liked Well-Behaved Woman about Alva Vanderbilt. It was really great.
What is it called again?
A Well-Behaved Woman.
Ooh,
I have it downstairs.
excellent. I don't love the Vanderbilts. I don't know them, but like really anything from like 1920 to like 1950 I want to read. And like 1920, I feel like just after like the golden age, like where the Vanderbilts were killing it.
Yeah.
And then they destroyed their fortunes. So good for them. But kind of. At least the ones in Hyde Park, right? Have you ever been to Hyde Park, to the Vanderbilt mansion there? Oh, you've got to. It is extremely extravagant. And we were talking just downstairs with Summer about the Vanderbilt house in, oh my God, North Carolina, the Biltmore.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So very interesting. And they always have like little gift stores that have like books about them in there. And you're like, oh, I can't buy all of these. But enough about me and where I've been and seen. What would you say is like top 3 favorite like historical fiction books?
Well, A Well-Behaved Woman.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear. I really liked both Orphan Train and Before We Were Yours. I feel like they have their similarities. They're both really good. I'm just trying to think of all the ones that I've read.
So many. There's so many.
I'm not really sure. I guess for my third one. Manhattan Beach was good. City of Girls was really good. Yeah.
I'll take
I
those.
read it was one I can't remember the exact title of it, but it was about Alice from Alice in Wonderland as like an adult.
Is it the Alice Network?
No.
Oh, okay.
The Alice Network I read that one too. That one's also really good.
Well, that's been sticking out in my head because you said that was one of your favorite books that you read
during quarantine.
As of lately. Yeah. Well, now I need to know what that book is. I feel like the Alice Network would have been obviously that book.
I want to say it might be like Being Alice or something. It was really good. And
we'll look it up. We'll do a quick little Instagram post of all the books that Cara just talked about. Excellent. Okay. I ask this question to everybody just because I love it. What books do you hate? I feel so bad, but like it's like the most gossipy part of my morning show. I'm like, just tell me.
I don't like mysteries and thrillers. Like I don't like that edge of your seat feeling. I can't watch those kind of movies either. Whenever I do, I always get on my phone and look up what's going to happen, so I know what's going to happen, so I'm not like, oh, like I don't like that feeling at all. And I never have. Like even when I was younger, I didn't read like Goosebumps or any, like I don't like them. I don't
No
like them
kidding.
at all.
That's very, I mean, it's always surprising to me because I love mysteries and thrillers. Like those are like what I keep going back to. After I've read like a couple of books and I'm like, they were okay. I'd be like, give me a mystery. It'll set me back like on the right track. That's very interesting. Are you a person who will start reading a book and realize this isn't for me and stop, or are you committed? Do you have to finish the book?
It took me a long time to realize that it's like if I don't like a book, that's okay. I don't have to finish it. No one's grading me. Like I'm not getting a prize for finishing this book, and I can move on. I read a lot of bad books that I didn't like because I felt like I had to finish them. But now I'm okay with moving on.
Got to. There's
And
just like,
sometimes I'll have one that like I really think I'm gonna like, and you know what, like that moment it's not working out for me, so then I'll try it again. And then sometimes when I try it again, I do like it, and sometimes I just don't. I know you and I have talked about the book, The Night Circus, and you love that book, and I've tried to read it at least 3 times. One time I got more than halfway through and I was just like, I don't like this.
that hurts my heart. I tell you this every time we talk about it. Oh, I wish everyone loved it as much as I do. But that's fine. Different strokes for different folks, I guess.
Yeah. And I thought I would love it. I don't know.
Well, just it happens. I want to reread that. I'm pretty strict about like not rereading. I feel like working in a library, you realize because you're literally surrounded by books all day. And this is going back to the not feeling bad if you don't finish a book. It's impossible. I was walking through the stacks yesterday talking to Bonnie, and like as she was shelving, I was just like looking, I was like, there's no time. There's no time. There's literally no time. But The Night Circus, I think, is on Hoopla on audio. So I could get like right through it. If I read it, that would take me forever. But yeah, I might make an exception since you brought it up again to listen to it. This hair is wild today. What's your favorite part about working here? Like, it doesn't have to be like patron related, but like, do you just love looking at books all day like I do?
I do. I really like shelving because I get to like see all the books and I find some hidden treasures sometimes. Yeah, and I like being around other people who also like books as much as I do. Some people like them even more than I do. So yeah, it's really fun.
Maybe we're about equal.
It's just really fun to be around other people that also just really like books.
Mm-hmm. And like, also, everyone here reads like something different.
Yeah.
So like, there's so many different like book recommendations that you can get. And I've really gotten out because I used to be like straight historical fiction. I've really like gotten out and like tried different type of books, especially young adult. Do you ever read like young adult? You a fan?
No, the only young adult I've ever read, and actually technically I listened to the audiobook, so I didn't really read it, was the Hunger Games.
Okay.
And I only did the first book. I didn't do any after that. Usually in like at the beginning of the year, I find different reading challenges online to do. And because I always pick the same stuff too, and then you kind of get in a rut where you just don't feel like reading anything because everything you're reading is the same. And the one year I had one, and it was to read a young adult book, and that was what I picked for that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Spending a lot of time in the young adult room, like things definitely catch my eye, and I'm like, and I've already talked about this in the live show, which hasn't happened yet. I listened to oh my gosh, The Surprising Power of a Good Dumpling. I was like, that's the most ridiculous title in the world, but dumplings are my favorite food on the planet. So I listened to it and it was really good. I always feel like this is me just trying to encourage you to read more young adult. They're really good. And I said, like, I would recommend this book. You maybe, I don't know. It's about a Chinese family in Australia. And the dad's like busy working at the restaurant that they own. And the mom is like bipolar, serious depression, like spends weeks in bed. So it's just like the teenage daughter's like dealing with her mental illness. It's very interesting. You know what? I will recommend it to you right there. And it's just something different, something a little different for you. And it was pretty quick read, so it was good. Who are like some of your favorite authors? Like, who do you like? Is there anyone that you just like keep going back to that you're like, I love them?
I don't know. I've read a few Lisa Wingate novels. They're pretty good. I tend to read a lot more female authors than male authors. But I don't really know who I would say is my favorite. I don't really have one.
Maybe I could just be making this up, but I feel like a lot of women are historical fiction writers. Is that, or is that just me? Because I feel like a lot of the historical fiction that I read always seems to be, with the exception of one that I can think of right off the top of my head, is usually a woman writer.
Yeah, I would say that seems fair.
Do you ever read any Fiona Davis? She wrote The Dollhouse. She has another one, I think it's called, let me look it up. She writes really good historical fiction. Keeps books.
I don't think I have. The name doesn't sound familiar.
She came out with 2 this year, The Chelsea Girls and then The Lions of Fifth Avenue. Anyway,
that's on my list to read, but I have not read it.
Yeah. I read The Dollhouse, and it's about a hotel in the city for like working girls, like secretaries and just like young professional women in the 50s. And like that's where Sylvia Plath killed herself. So it's really interesting and just is a historical fiction that like really sticks out in my head. So I usually ask this question first, but like, what did you like to read as a kid? Because we got a Jan Brett book downstairs and we all went wild for it. So were you a Jan fan too?
I know we had like a Christmas book of hers when I was little. But what I remember reading the most when I was little is Babysitter's Club. Like, I read so much Babysitter's Club.
That's so funny that you mentioned that, because I was like, I used to do quizzes for people, and then like they either didn't give me the answers until the very end, or they were weird. But today I came across a Babysitter's Club, and I was like, I wonder if we should do this. And then you're like, I was a huge fan, and now I'm sad. It's fine. We'll do it for another time. The
Yeah, I read
Babysitter's Club, yes.
The Babysitter's Little Sister books. That's what I started with. And then I read the regular Babysitter's mysteries, but I only read like one of those mysteries because then I was like, oh no, I don't like this at all.
I like it.
And then they had like another series. It was the California Diaries, and they were like Dawn's friends out in California, and I read all those. Oh yeah, I read a ton of Babysitter's Club.
I'm kicking myself for not doing this. Did you watch on Netflix The Babysitter's Club?
I did.
Did you love it?
I did. I really did love it. And I thought they did a really good job of staying, like, as I was watching them, I remembered, I remember this happening in the book this way. And I really loved it.
Was it a series or was it just a movie?
No, it's a series. There was a night that I couldn't sleep, and so I started watching it, and then I stayed up way too late, and then the next night I stayed up way too late to finish the series.
Yes. Yes, that sounds about right. I think that's anything you want to add?
I don't think so.
Love books.
I do.
And
right now I'm reading A Promised Land. I'm reading Obama's new book.
Did you steal our copy or did you go out and buy a copy?
No, I put ours on hold.
Excellent. How far are you in?
From like when the release date was announced, I checked every day until I could put it on hold, and then I did.
Mm-hmm. The people that we order our books from, Ingram, I remember getting an email because it blew up everywhere, obviously in the book world. And as soon as I was like, November 12th, okay, I went right to the website and I couldn't find it. I was like, ugh. So I too was always checking every day. And I'm like, where is it? Tell me where it is. How are you liking it?
I really like it. I feel like it's I mean, there's a lot to it, but it's a really easy read, and I feel like he has like a very natural way of writing that it just makes it very easy to read, almost like you're having a conversation with him. So it's really nice. I felt the same way when I read Becoming. Like that was another really well written book. Yeah. It's kind of fascinating to read like the behind the scenes stuff.
And it's just his 8 years, right? There's any backstory?
There's backstory. Like I have not gotten very far.
It's a big one.
It is.
701 pages.
The wrong time of year to pick a 700-page book. I'm about like, I'm gonna say, let's see. I think I'm like 40 pages in. Oh yeah, I'm 40 pages in.
Nice.
And it's been so far about like his early life and then his early life in Chicago.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent. What else is on your to be read list for the upcoming winter?
I want to read The Illness Lesson. That is one that I'd actually put on hold, and I had it, but I never got around to reading it, so I returned it, and I'll have to put it back on hold.
Happens all the time.
Same with, I was going to read Trouble with the Saints. Same thing happened there. I had it, and I just got too busy, and then I feel, bad that I have these books, and I'm not reading them, and so I returned them.
Mm-hmm. I do that all the time. It's so hard. It's so hard.
But I have on hold, The Lying Life of Adults is on hold.
Okay.
And I have one it's about like the supply chain for grocery markets and like where our food comes from.
Very interesting.
Yeah, I heard about it on NPR and I was like, I want to read that.
I think I heard about it on NPR like through a TED Talk hour. I think it might have been on like gratitude, and this guy like loved coffee so much he like went back to like, he basically was like through the chain of how coffee is made to like where he just went back to talk to the farmers who like grew coffee. And I think he wrote a book about that. So when you said that, that like popped up into my mind. I was like, oh, that sounds familiar. My hair is progressively getting worse. Everything's fine. Yeah, this is how this goes. All right, we have chatted for a bit. So fun. Thank you so much for taking time out of your very busy schedule to chat with me on Thursday. Our show hasn't even happened. That's so fun. Anyways, thank you so much, and I'll see you
Thank you.
Saturday.
Yeah, I'll see ya.
Take care.